I am delighted to welcome everyone, both old and new subscribers, to Tim Tunes. Thank you for your continuous support. You have always been a great encouragement to us by watching till end, sharing, liking and commenting on our videos. We are not taking this for granted. Thank you. In this video, I will show you that household enemies are real, and why you should be vigilant and pray against them. Many people have been victims of household enemies. The cause of their problem is not from strangers. If outsiders are involved, they must have internal collaborators. Jesus told his disciples, "A man's enemies will be those of his own household." Matthew 10:36. Household enemies are those people closest to you, who use the advantage of their relationship with you to fight you. They can turn your loved ones against themselves and against you. They can go every length to execute their evil plans, despite pretending to be the ones that love you most. They are hardly suspected. That is the case we are about to show you in this video. And this is why it is important to pray that God expose them. We may not be able to demonstrate all the actions as intended due to limited resources, but we encourage you to focus on the message we are trying to communicate. Kindly encourage us by subscribing to this channel if you have not done so. Thank you. Boys, I've called you here today because it's time to discuss something important. It's time for me to disclose your inheritance. Why now, Dad? What brought this on? You've never been one to talk about this stuff. Yeah, why now? Is there something you're not telling us? I'm not sick, if that's what you're thinking. But I want to make sure everything is clear while I still can. I've worked hard all my life, and I want to make sure you two are taken care of. Oh, I'm sure you've got it all figured out, right? Let's hear it, then. Mark, you'll be receiving the family business, the house, and some shares in our investments. Daniel, I've left you the vacation property and a portion of the savings. That's it? That's all I get? A vacation house? Mark gets the business, the house, and everything else? Are you serious, Dad? Wait, Daniel, calm down. I'm sure Dad has a reason. But why split things this way, Dad? Daniel, the business isn't something you've ever shown interest in. Mark has worked with me for years, and he knows how to run it. As for the house, I thought you'd appreciate having the vacation home. Appreciate? You think I'll appreciate being left with crumbs while Mark gets the empire? This isn't fair. Daniel, I didn't ask for this. You can't blame me for what Dad decided. Of course, you wouldn't ask. You've always been the golden boy, haven't you? The perfect son. Daniel, stop. This is not about favoritism. It's about what makes sense for both of you. I've thought long and hard about this. Oh, I'm sure you have. But you've always had a blind spot when it came to Mark. You think I didn't notice all these years? You think I didn't feel the difference? I never asked for that, Daniel. We're family. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Family? Right. Tell that to the kid who's always been second best. I'm not changing my decision, Daniel. This is how things are going to be. You need to accept that. Daniel storms out of the room, slamming the door behind him. Rene, his father, sinks back into his chair, looking exhausted. Mark looks at his father, unsure of what to say. You look like you've got the world on your shoulders, brother. What's eating at you? It's the boys, Perry. I finally told them about the inheritance. I thought I was doing the right thing, but it didn't go well. Daniel feels like I've shortchanged him. I had a feeling that might happen. Daniel's always had a bit of a chip on his shoulder when it comes to Mark. But you have to handle it with wisdom, so it doesn't affect you. I don't want to lose my elder brother. Okay, thank you, Perry. I will try.
Mark, we need to talk about what's happening with your family. Ever since your dad told you and Daniel about the inheritance, things have felt off. And I'm worried.
Worried? About what? It's just a rough patch. Daniel's upset, but it'll blow over.
I don't know if it's that simple, Mark. The way Daniel reacted. The anger, the resentment. I'm worried that this could become a bigger problem, especially with our wedding coming up.
What do you mean? How is this going to affect our wedding?
Mark, think about it. If Daniel feels like he's been pushed aside by your dad and now holds this kind of bitterness toward you, how do you think that's going to play out? You're his brother, and you two used to be close. This inheritance situation is driving a wedge between you.
I know he's angry, Elena. But what can I do? I didn't ask for this. It's Dad's decision, not mine. I've tried talking to Daniel, but he doesn't want to hear it.
I know it's not your fault, but Daniel doesn't see it that way. And if this isn't dealt with, the tension could follow us. Do you really want that kind of bitterness hanging over our marriage, over our family?
Of course not. But Daniel has always had issues with me, Elena. He thinks I've been favored, but it's not true. I've worked hard to help Dad with the business. What does he expect me to do?
I don't know. But what I do know is that this isn't just about business or money anymore. It's about your relationship with your brother. And if it stays unresolved, it's going to weigh on you, on us.
You think it could affect us that much?
Yes. Family issues like this don't just go away. They linger, they build up. I don't want to start our marriage with you feeling like there is unfinished business between you and Daniel. I don't want this tension clouding our future together.
You're right. I don't want this hanging over us. I'll try again with Daniel. I don't know if he'll listen, but I'll try. For us.
That's all I'm asking for. I just don't want to see this tear your family apart. Or hurt us.
You're always thinking ahead, keeping me grounded. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Daniel? What are you doing here?
I need to talk to you. Or maybe I should be talking to Mark. But I figured you'd understand better than him.
Daniel, I know you're upset about everything with the inheritance, but this isn't the way to solve it. Let's talk about it. Calmly.
Calmly? After the way Mark and Dad have treated me? You expect me to be calm when they've shoved me aside like I'm nothing?
I understand why you're angry. You feel hurt and betrayed, but this isn't the solution. Holding on to this bitterness, letting it consume you, it's only going to make things worse for you and your family. You need to talk to Mark, really talk to him. We need to find peace in this, not more fighting.
Peace? You think I want peace with him? You think this can be fixed with a conversation? He's always had everything handed to him, and now he's getting the business, the house, everything I should have had. He doesn't deserve it.
I get that you feel like this isn't fair, David. But Mark didn't ask for it, and he's not trying to take anything away from you. He cares about you, even if you don't see it right now. Your family is falling apart, and this anger is only pushing you further from them. You deserve better than this hate.
You think you can tell me what I deserve? You think I don't know what's best for me? This isn't about you, Elena. Consider this a message for Mark. Dad. It's Daniel. He's got too far this time. Mark? What's going on? What happened? He attacked Elena. She's in the hospital, Dad. Her parents, Her parents have called off the wedding. What? Daniel attacked Elena? How did this happen? He was waiting for her outside her apartment. She tried to talk to him, to make peace, and he snapped. He pushed her. Daniel hurt her. She's got bruises, and they're running tests at the hospital now. And her parents, they don't want her marrying into a family where this kind of thing happens. They think we're all toxic. I can't believe this. I never thought Daniel would take it this far. This has gone too far. I'll deal with Daniel. I'll talk to him. No, I'll confront him. He needs to understand the gravity of what he's done. This is all because of that stupid inheritance. He's so bitter that he's willing to destroy everything, and now Elena's caught in the middle. I've lost her, Dad. She's everything to me, and now her parents are blaming me for what Daniel did. I will deal with Daniel my own way. Mark, you sure about this, man? You don't exactly look like the type to get your hands dirty. I don't care. He attacked her, hurt her, she's in the hospital because of him. I can't let him get away with that. My whole life has fallen apart because of Daniel. The wedding's off, her parents don't trust me anymore, and he's just walking around like nothing happened. So you want us to rough him up? Make sure he understands he messed with the wrong person? I don't want him killed. Just make him feel what Elena felt. Make sure he knows that if he ever lays a hand on her again, or on anyone I care about, there will be worse consequences. Consider it done. Perry, I don't know how it all fell apart like this. I thought I was doing what was best for both of them, Mark and Daniel. I never imagined it would come to this. One son attacking another, the family torn to pieces. How did it get so bad? You couldn't have known, Renee. You were trying to be fair. But sometimes what we think is fair isn't how they see it. And now, with everything that's happened, maybe the wounds go too deep. Dad, I need to talk to you. About Daniel, Mark. There's something I need to tell you first. Daniel's gone. Gone? What do you mean, gone? Daniel's dead, Mark. They found him early this morning. They think it was an attack. He didn't make it. No, that's not. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't ask them to kill him. What are you talking about, Mark? What did you do? I just wanted them to scare him. To make him back off after what he did to Elena. I didn't want him dead. I never wanted him dead, Dad, I swear. Mark, what did you do? It worked just as I planned. The family's torn apart, and Mark's in prison. With Daniel gone, it's only a matter of time before I take control of everything. Renee's too broken to see it coming. Soon, all his possessions will be mine. All of this was my doing.
Soon we will be the rich ones.
Yay. They thought it was bad luck, just a series of unfortunate events. But what they didn't know is that we made it happen. The spells, the manipulation, it's all coming together perfectly. Renee's time is almost up. Perry. What did you just say? You did this? You caused all of this? Daniel's death, Mark's downfall, the destruction of my family. All of it was you? Well, well. Looks like the old man's smarter than I gave him credit for. Yes, Renee. I did it. I used powers you wouldn't understand, dark forces, to destroy your precious family. All of this was so I could finally get what I deserve. You've had everything handed to you your whole life, while I've been left with the scraps. But not anymore. You're insane. This is madness, Perry. We're family. How could you do this to your own flesh and blood? Family? Don't make me laugh. You never saw me as your equal, Renee. You always treated me like the little brother, the one who wasn't good enough. Well, I'm done being in your shadow. I've orchestrated this downfall piece by piece, and now there's only one thing left to do. What are you talking about? I'm going to finish what I started. I'm going to kill you, Renee. With you out of the way, everything will be mine, your fortune, your legacy, everything. Unknown to Perry. Renee, hearing the whispering of his brother, had called the police before entering their home that night. Perry was caught in the act of strangling Renee. He was arrested and forced to face the consequences of his actions. Dear viewer, we found in scriptures that Samson was betrayed by the member of his household. Likewise Joseph, he was betrayed and sold to Egypt by his own brothers. Even Jesus Christ was betrayed by his disciple Judas. We must be vigilant and pray against household enemies, that God will always expose and scatter their plans. Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Today I pray for you, every household enemy pretending to be your friend, may the Lord disappoint and expose them in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Kindly encourage us by subscribing to this channel if you have not done so. God bless you.